Hey everyone, the project I made for this hackathon is SlideDeck AI, which is a document to presentation generator. The whole theme behind the project is where users can upload the documents and in return they can get a presentation out of it. So this is something I personally faced at work wherein I couldn't make a very good PPTs out of the documents that or the work that I make. So, and I was randomly browsing X one day and I saw a tweet from Karpati as well, where he says, like making slides manually feels really painful, and there should be something like cursor for slides as well, but it does not exist. Then I thought, why not make use of multiple tools to make these make a presentation out of the documents using MCP as well. So then I thought, why not make the project as well? So let's come onto the app. As you can see, like the whole idea is where users can come onto the app, upload the PDF file, describe the code that they want to generate, and click on run agent task. So behind the scenes, what's happening is the first step in making the presentation is passing the document. So we want to retrieve the text that is present in the document. So for this use case, I'm using LlamaIndex Cloud. So what it does is it takes in the PDF file and returns the markdown format of the entire PDF, as you can see on the screen. So LlamaIndex can parse through like a lot of multiple file extensions as well, including PDF, PPT, HTML files, etc. So this is the reason I choose LlamaIndex Cloud. And moving on, the second step is in the process is generating creative plan. Instead of passing the entire document to the LLM model and asking it to generate a presentation, I thought of why not make something creative in terms of, so if you can see the second agent, right? So you guys can see the visual theme, name, primary color, secondary color, and also the font headings, font body as well. And there is also presentation title, slide title, key points. So these I wanted to get in summary out of each and every slide that I want to present. So there is a presentation title, and also like there is a slide title as well with the key points included. Apart from that, there is also an augmented info. So this is something the model adds from its own memory to augment the slides. And there is also a key called visualization suggestions as well. So this key is basically used to generate CSS shapes or layers, so to make the PPT look much more interactive. And there is another key called image generation prompt. So the whole idea behind this image generation prompt is for to use another LLM tool to generate images that can be used to with the PPTs in the presentation. And there is also a speaker notes text, wherein this is used to like for the users to practice their own presentations while presenting, as to like what to speak and how to present the topic. Instead of speaking what the text that is present on the presentation, it mainly focuses on how to deliver the content. And moving on, we also have image URL, which we'll get on to the later parts. So this whole tool, what it does is, it behind the scenes it uses Sambanova Cloud. In that we have a model called DeepSeek V30024, which is the latest model from the DeepSeek people. So this is the model I've been using behind the scenes to generate this JSON file. So as you can see, the next step, once we have this creative plan, so wherein we have the visual themes, presentation titles, slide title, key points, etc. The next step is to augment the presentation with images. So the idea behind this is to like generate images for certain slides, not all of them. And for this particular use case, what I have been using internally is I have been using Nebulous AI Cloud, and in this we have a lot of models. So for this use case, I have been using Flex One Shannon model, which is quite good in terms of generating images. I would say one of the state-of-the-art models out there. And then so once you make generate the PPT, like generate the images, we fetch the URLs from the Nebulous AI Cloud as well. And moving on, the next step is since we already have the speaker notes text as well with us, to help us how to present better. Now the next step is generating the audio files from the text itself. So for this use case, I have chosen to go with model. So model labs were quite generous in providing a lot of credits for us in the hackathon. So I thank them for that. And going forward, like what I did was in my apps, I deployed this Kokoro 82 million parameter model, which is a lightweight text-to-speech model, which is one of the quite good models out there. So the reason I went with a small model out because I wanted to do the inference on CPU, and I wanted a lightweight model which can handle the load and also can there is a trade-off between the speed and the accuracy as well. Hence the reason I chose to go with Kokoro 82 million parameter model. So there are other ones out there that I could have used Chatterbox, Dia. Given the size of this model, I should be able to deploy them on model labs, given the credits and also they have access to GPUs. But I choose to go with Kokoro as well, since it's lightweight and can be deployed on any CPU as well. So as you can see in the request over here, as soon as behind the scenes, the model generates the speaker notes as well. So after generating the creative plan, we generate the images as well. We use Nebulous AI Studio. After that's done, we use generating speaker notes audio. So for this, as I mentioned, we use model labs, and you guys can see the logs as well. As soon as the model is executed, we can even see the logs of all the so text and also as you can see 200 response, which means the response is being generated. It's done. So so if you go on to the next tab, we can see the speaker audio notes. So wherein we have notes for each and every slide. So the first slide is the AI revolution, Gen AI is breakthrough AI, and the second is understanding the AI spectrum. So let's listen to the audio and see how it sounds.
Welcome everyone. Today we're tackling one of the most crucial questions facing modern businesses: how to choose between generative AI and predictive AI tools. As AI continues to evolve at breakneck speed, making the right choice can mean the difference between transformative success and costly missteps. This presentation will provide you with a clear framework to navigate this complex landscape with confidence. Let's begin by understanding the fundamental differences between these powerful technologies.
As you can see, the audio sounds quite good. And then moving on, we generate audio for each and every slide out there. As you can see, we have an audio file for understanding the AI spectrum, decision frameworks, real-world applications, productivity analysis, and also strategic implementation recommendations as well. So the whole idea is for us, the users to practice their presentations when they're presenting their slides. So that was the idea behind the scenes. So and then comes the next step, which is the final presentation. So the final presentation takes in the entire JSON file over here, and it creates a presentation. And that for that, I have chosen to use Nebulous. In this, I have chosen to use this DeepSeek R1 0528 model, which is a reasoning model. The reason I choose with the reasoning model is I wanted to have that capability for the model to be to go over through the instructions carefully while generating the output in the format that I wanted. And that's the reason I choose DeepSeek R1 model. I thought of using Samano Cloud for the same use case, but I have been limited with the 32,000 context length, which might not be sufficient for a lot of use cases when there is a lot of text in the document, and the model needs to think a bit hard for a lot of documents, so it's exceeding the 32K token length context size. That's the reason I choose to go with the Nebulous AI Studio. So I have been mainly using Nebulous AI Studio and Samano Cloud and Model Labs for the majority of the hackathon, and LlamaIndex code as well. So moving on, so we are able to generate the HTML file as well. So let's see how the HTML file looks like. So we have the title, which is navigating the AI landscape, choosing between Gen AI and Gradio. That was my document. And if you have the title, you have the image, you have the understanding like key strengths, and also like you also have the visualization aspect, and then you also have the understanding the AI spectrum slide title. So as you can see, the entire presentation follows a colored theme, which is quite consistent across all of the slides as well. So and we also have a lot of images as well. So if it's a generation problem, you always use Gen AI. Prediction problem, consider input data types, etc. And then we also have LLM traditional approach, when to use traditional approach, when to use LLM approach. There is also a metric for cost reduction up to 70% time saving. And then there is also a slide for strategic implementation recommendations as well. So this is the whole idea. Given the document, we wanted to have this kind of functionality where you can see the presentation. And also, if users want to change any code, we also provide the raw HTML code where users can download it from over here, or copy and paste and make their own changes according to whichever they say fit. So that was the whole idea, and the users can also download it as a PDF. So currently, being honest, the download PDF doesn't work as expectedly, and doesn't work as intendedly. So there are a few things that are breaking while downloading the PDF. But so this is the whole project that I made for the hackathon, as you can see. So again, just to summarize the overall context, user approves the document, and then we get this beautiful looking presentation. Yeah. Thank you for hosting the hackathon, and it was really fun participating in this and spending time and learning about new things. Behind the scenes, I have been using Gradio and MCP server as well to use multiple tools. So yeah, thank you.